Hi, I'm excited to be back with this talk slash presentation of artworks that are to be auctioned this week. And I'm here with Theo Goodman, who's going to be our auctioneer, and Byron Murphy, who is from Ephemera. So just to give you an overview of what's happening here. For the past months, Art Project, which is this community that I've been building of artists interested in the blockchain space who are tokenizing, who are posting their artworks on this Telegram channel called Art Project 2020 now, but it's regularly called Art Project Decentralized. So you can find it as either. If you're on Telegram, I invite you to join if you have artworks that you want to post. So in this excitement with Ephemera, these past months, we've been working super hard to bring to you this event. So Ephemera is certainly a presenting partner, working with me and the Vancouver Biennale in equal terms. And it's been a lot of work. I'm really happy how things are turning out. And I'm really happy to share that Ephemera as a platform has a feature to allow for galleries to be created or for curators to open a space in the platform and represent artists. So with that being said, Art Project as this community that supports artists, that allows for artists to have a platform and share their work, we created a gallery in Ephemera. So we're super excited to actually finally be able to showcase some of the art that is being shared in the Telegram channel. So what I did was to talk to some of the artists who are most active in our Telegram and invited them to submit some artwork to be auctioned after this event is done. So the auction starts today. If you guys want to start bidding on the artwork, that's phenomenal. If you want to take some time to learn about the artwork, Theo is going to show you some of the pieces that we have for auction. And yeah, I guess we can get started. I'm going to let Byron speak a little bit about the galleries.
Sure, yeah. Thanks, Jessica, and thanks, Theo. And congratulations for all your hard work over the past week. You guys have both done an incredible job. Theo, you have a job ready for you in as a late night TV talk show host whenever you want to make the jump. And Jessica, you have energy levels there just off the charts. Yeah. So the idea behind galleries are, I mean, there's a few ways they can be described, but their basic role is to represent art for artists. Now that might be artists who have never published anything on the blockchain, never tokenized any artwork. You know, you might think of, say, a traditional gallery that decides that they want some exposure to the tokenized art market. Well, that gallery can be represented on Ephemera and tokenize art on behalf of their artists. As you can see, we have two galleries already. One of them is Art Project, and one of them is Kate Vass's Women Supporting Women project. And so you might have traditional galleries representing tokenized artwork, or you might also have a gallery for artists who are already tokenizing their artwork, but maybe they have some reason they might curate them in one gallery. So that's what I think Art Project is almost like. You know, a lot of the artists on the Art Project gallery do publish artwork already on tokenized artwork, but maybe not photography, maybe not the sort of artwork they want to publish on Ephemera. So it makes kind of logical sense to publish their artwork through Art Project. And so it's adding a third type of user to you know, you already have artists and collectors in the tokenized art space, and this is a third type of user, a gallery, kind of a bridge between, possibly a bridge between the tokenized art space and the traditional art market, but also a way to gather artists together under one umbrella. That's kind of the main idea behind it.
Yeah, thank you for that description. I'm really, really excited about being able to bring some of the artwork by the artists from the community and push it on my end. And actually bring, what I'm trying to do with this is bring artists who are perhaps not as recognized. So it's kind of like bringing people from the ground up and give them some visibility. I also wanted to mention, yes, Ephemera has this focus on photography. So I certainly reached out to artists who have showcased kind of a leaning towards that medium. Great, excellent. So Theo, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your interest in auctions?
Sure. Well, Thanks everyone for watching and tuning into the live auction. We're starting it off. It's going to last 1 week. Please inspect all the artwork before bidding. You can inspect it on the blockchain. You can inspect it at Ephemera, the gallery. My background in auctions. Actually, before I was interested in Bitcoin or blockchain, I would go to auctions sometimes and buy things and resell them. So I guess that's how I got involved in auctions in general. And back in the dark ages of the NFT world, at the when Rare Pepe was started, auctions just happened organically in the Telegram channel, and then it became an event, a weekly event, and I was the auctioneer. So really, people just said, "Hey, I want to trade this and this NFT, Rare Pepe NFT," in the Telegram chat, and they just started bidding, and we said, "Hey, we should make this into an event," and boom, it became an event. And it's you can think what you want about the current mechanics of marketplaces. Like Data does a lot of talk about how marketplaces, maybe we need to redefine them for art and everything. But the cool thing about auctions is that they're very participatory, they're fun, and they are gamified in a way. So I find that auctions are a good way for price discovery and everyone to participate. And I've done auctions for NFTs. I've also done in-person auctions at several conferences, most of the time for art or other collectible objects. So if you need an auctioneer, hit me up. We're going to do our best to do some auctioneering here. We have to get a lot of people's attention at the same time to get some live bids in, but we're having this as a good start. I think that I don't know. We should just Jessica, what was the concept? You put, like, for example, I see the link is on the left, and we have animated dystopia, eternal emptiness. So there's a reason why you chose those artworks in that order, correct?
Yes, that's correct. So the way that I'm tokenizing in a certain order is to create a little bit of a narrative. So as you probably already know, this expo, this conference, is in the frame of the bridge that I am doing in the physical space in Vancouver next year. So the idea of bridge was in my mind when I was trying to bring the artists, and I told them, like, maybe some work where you think the idea of bridge can come in. So I chose 6 artists. And the way that I'm sort of setting up this is by bringing, because the order where you start tokenizing, the first thing that you tokenize ends up to be the last, of course. So the narrative kind of comes like backwards. So I really love this piece. And what I want to do with the second one is, with this sort of visual connection, create a link between what we would consider nature and using Bosque de Lenga, which is also kind of in the woods, make this link from the nature to the city. And then using from the city, making this sort of zoom, and using this artwork, which is eternal emptiness, which goes from left to right, again, towards animated dystopia. And then from animated dystopia, we're using the link for the next one coming. So as I start building the collection to be showcased in the art project gallery and Ephemera, I'm going to try and follow that initial flow. Hopefully it'll, probably it'll change into something else, but I want to keep that in mind, as not just have like something that I'm randomly putting there, but, creatively try and create a sort of a curatorial sense. There's an artist, his name is Vic Muniz, and he did a curatorial work at MoMA, I think it was in 2011 or something. And it was so beautiful how all the works were linked in a way that one work led to the other in a very cohesive way, that it was like associations leading one to the other. So maybe for people who come here, they're probably not going to see the link that I'm seeing. They're going to see random images. But now that you know it, and as the gallery grows, I like, for you to know that there is a narrative, and probably you'll discover what it is and find it.
Yeah. Well, also, that's also a pretty important part of the auction, the order of what pieces come up, and also of just galleries in general. Because if we had 3 photos of clouds in a row, that might not be very interesting. But could you? But while we're on that, could you do a close up of the mammutus?
Let's get started.
Pronounce it, because yeah, well, I thought when I first saw this one, ironically by Pepe Cash Millionaire, who was at some of my first auctions.
Awesome.
I actually wasn't sure those are real clouds, because look at it. It's so it's actually is a photo, and I think it's pretty interesting. It's a
phenomenon. I think it's called they're called mammutus clouds, but there's another kind of cloud that I don't know if you've seen photographs that they feel like they're dripping in the air. Have you seen photographs of those? I think they're called asperatus clouds. Check them out. They're crazy. So yeah, I love this image. I really wanted to start the auction with this one because it really speaks to me.
Right, and so he did that, and I believe he hasn't had it in the description. He used Fuji. I think he used Fuji film, but not a Fuji camera, and because of that, it kind of has this certain effect on it right now. So it was combining different mediums in analog machines. So I think it's a real interesting piece. And let's see, ladies and gentlemen, we have to bear with the auctioneer while he gets the reserve price, because I'm looking on my thing.
You want to disclose the reserve price?
I think if anyone in the chat want to know the reserve price.
I don't think we have a lot of people who will be bidding right now. Let me see.
I know. Okay, I think it's let's see here.
While you find it, I wanted to add something. Artwork, this artist, actually, I know him from the rare Pepe community, Pepe Cash Millionaire. And I had no idea that he had photography. And I think Ephemera is going to sort of bring a lot of talent, kind of hidden talent, people who do have photography, and they're probably not really seeing the value of it or the possibility for tokenizing their artwork, because it's really not in the scene. But he shared with me an amazing amount of work. So I hope he continues tokenizing on Ephemera, because he's super talented. I had no idea.
Price.
There is no reserve price.
Yeah, he is. I think there's no reserve price on this one. So get your bids in now. And he did use Fujifilm and this other thing, Amsel, I believe is the name of the camera, which I don't even know. But yeah, he used some variety of things. So yeah.
Just to jump off on what Jessica was saying there.
Go ahead.
I was just going to jump off what you were saying there, Jessica, because what will be very interesting is seeing artists who have been, exclusively publishing digital art.
Yes.
And then seeing how they incorporate ideas that they have in digital art into their photography, or maybe they have a completely different perspective in their photographic works. I know you have another upcoming artist coming soon who I'm very, very curious to see how his work will come across from I don't know if we can disclose it. I don't know if you want to disclose it. But a well-known digital artist who will publish his photography. It'll be fascinating to see how the contrast between work that they would publish as digital artists versus work that they would consider lens-based art. That sort of.
Exactly. No, I certainly see that the platform is going to bring a lot of hidden gems that we haven't seen before. So I have Marty, the artist. He's saying it's Fuji Instax and a Polaroid clone. He's saying it is instant positive. He's letting us know.
And he says it was in Regina, Saskatchewan. Did I pronounce that?
Yeah, what is Regina saying? Oh, no,
okay, that's I think that's the location.
The location, I see.
Yeah. It's very nice. I love the effect with the. I don't know if that was caused by the use of the camera, but the kind of aged effect that he's got with is super nice.
It's even have some texture, like there's like something there that is thick in the middle of the image. Certainly the analog part of it. All right, so this artwork's going to be for auction Theo, I'll drop it to you. Do you want to move on to the next one, or anything else you want to say
Let's
here?
move on. I think that it's your chance to be the historical first bidder of this auction. So you need to take advantage of that. And we can go on to the next piece.
So for those who may come and see the auction as a replay, you go to ephemera.com and you scroll down and you'll find the gallery at the bottom of the website.
Yeah, on the homepage, or if you
On the
again,
homepage.
if you and once you go to the gallery, you see all the artists, or if you go to one of the artists' page, you'll see the gallery there, kind of linked together.
Exactly.
This I absolutely love this work. The color is amazing.
I love this one. Bosque de Lenga is the name of it.
Lenga Woods, am I right there?
Lenga Woods.
From Argentina, I think is.
He's from
Factor,
Argentina. Right? Yeah, his name is Factor, and he created a series of these art pieces. He submitted about 5 or 4 photographs, and I chose this one precisely because of that dynamic angle that creates the narrative that I'm interested in. Finding. So Theo, do you want to give us more information?
Sure. Well, he's talking about different geometries and rhythms and how they become intertwined. And I like what he says, but it also has to do with the wind and the rain chaos. And I think that I see what you mean with the bridge here. It kind of has this laser, and I wonder if the laser is cutting down the forest or something like that. But it's a good piece. It's a what do you say, a dynamic piece? Why this kind of dynamic line, and you should like all the other pieces that are on Ephemera. It's also hosted on IPFS. You can also check the token the token was minted on Ephemera itself, and you can also check that. So inspect the goods of what you're bidding on, and it's part of his series that you said.
Correct. I think the artist wants to make a strong emphasis on his connection with nature, his connection with reading. He makes a lot of references to different authors, and there's a lot of depth behind the work in terms of, his own sort of spirituality and his connection to nature in like camping, like spending time there. And that's how he takes his photographs. Factor.
One thing, this is going back to the previous piece, but Pepe Cash Millionaire has told us that he will mail the original Polaroid to anyone whoever purchases the token, which is pretty cool.
Okay, cool. So
if that collector then resells it, I don't know if is he then obliged to post that on and continue the chain? I'm not sure, but that's a pretty cool cool way to do it.
Oh yeah, so if you bid on, if you win that first one we showed, you get the original. That's pretty cool. It's very cool analog picture. And here we are with another some more photography. Jessica, why did you choose this one?
I am just excessively attracted to this one art piece. I think I've always been really fascinated by aerial views of the city. Actually, in my early work, I did a lot of that. So I just found a really, kind of personal connection with the artwork. I also like the whole body of work that Okitomo submitted. I wish I could have just brought all 3 pieces that he submitted. But I also thought it would make sense to bring it in the context of the other artworks. For example, Skrilla has an artwork that has some sort of city views, and then having a lot of nature images from Pepe Cash Millionaire. So I thought it would just make sense for that kind of bridging concept where you bring opposite things together. So there was nature, and then I said, well, maybe as an opposite, we could bring the city and use the other artwork as the link. So that's why I brought it.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I actually used this image for the banner, for the main banner. So this is like the artwork that actually is kind of representing the series.
It's also using Fujifilm. It says expired Fujifilm 200. And yeah, so it's kind of interesting. Was this vintage Voigtlander Balsamic Deluxe? So that's the kind of camera. So it's just people using some vintage cameras on really old film to get some non-Photoshop generated effects or some like non-rendered artwork, which is nice to see as a contrast to a lot of the stuff that we have been seeing in the NFT space. So that's really cool to have some different things. So
maybe I'll interrupt you. So I see that a lot more people are joining the chat. For those who came a little later, we are showing the pieces for auction at the gallery artproject.io on Ephemera. If you're interested in bidding, just go to ephemera.com, scroll down and find the Art Project logo, and there's where the gallery is. The auction's is starting now, and it goes all the way to next Sunday. So you have some time, but we would like to see your first bids and get Ephemera on a roll.
Also, in the meantime, you can talk to us in the Telegram, Art Project Decentralized.
Yes.
And also our friends, they're also part of the Art Project community. Let's see, how do you say it? Art Gallery Auction House. They do auctions as well, and you can also talk to them. They also do other auctions, and they're supporting this right now. They helped us, push out the message to this live stream we're doing right now. So I want to thank them. And yeah, you can talk to us during the week, and you could probably meet some of the artists too in person if you wanted to talk to them on chat. Probably some of them would be around. So get your bids in, and yeah. Hit us up.
And just in general, I think that chat is a great place to. I mean, it's really the place to be, to have your finger on the pulse of what's going on. And there's some cool debates, and you guys do a great job of really making a great community, and very supportive, and very definitely a great place to be. We don't hear you, Jessica.
Jessica, you have muted yourself.
Sorry about that. There's also a chat window on the right side of the video on the Tendify platform. So if you guys have any questions, you can drop them there, or if there's anything you want to add or say, we have our eyes on that as well. This is San Francisco, actually. Do you want to move on to the next one?
Sure, let's move on.
So we just did the link from Mammatus Clouds using Bosque de Lenga as a connector. We ended up in Eureka Valley, and now we have a new link. We have a new bridge, a new connector.
Because it's 2020, eternal emptiness. That's where the road goes. I love the colors here. This is beautiful.
Called Eternal Emptiness. So what I know, the artist, he's very prolific. Using all different kinds. He's mostly working in design, and he uses photography as a really kind of physical element. So all the texture that you see, all this black texture, is actually coming from analog photography and dark room work. And then he adds like little elements in this sort of collage way. I hope he continues also tokenizing on Ephemera, because his work is pretty fabulous.
Yeah, you showed me one or two other pieces that he made, and the use of color is just beautiful. It's that depth of darkness, that almost 3D darkness, is really impressive.
Yeah. So how does he get? You said it's using a variety. It's using photography and some darkroom tricks and so on. How did he get these bright colors in there? Is it just using kind of collage, or is it digital effects, or what do you know?
It's a mix between photography, painting, and digital sort of retouching. Yeah, it's very layered. The work has all these different layers. So most of his work is collages, and it's pretty fabulous. Hopefully, we'll have more at the gallery.
Yeah, so maybe this is the 2020 piece, abysmal emptiness. This is so.
This is where we're going. This is the end
If
of the
this
year.
is 2020, then what's 2021?
They haven't invented a blackness that dark yet, Theo. Vanta black won't be dark enough for that.
Yeah, we have to have some serious black room tricks to get that dark. It's like a new level of dark. So yeah, I think this is really good. And again, like I was saying earlier, it's good to see some. We need a variety of art in the NFT world to continue to evolving, and so this is another style and different mediums that we can point to. So
something you can also read when you go through the artwork description that I found really interesting in this sort of connection. When he was talking about emptiness, he was also referring to, when you think about emptiness, you cannot stop thinking about matter also. Like if there's emptiness, where is matter, as if it was like the outside, like where is that sort of, I don't know, it's like a metaphysical almost question.
That one defines the other. You can't think of emptiness if you don't think of the matter that would displace it. So yeah.
So he was talking about emptiness as the sort of portal between two things as well. So I thought that was really interesting, and that's why I thought it was a great bridge between artworks.
Yeah, he's kind of creating a black hole with photography and collage.
All right,
let's go through the black hole to the next piece.
Then the black hole, the eternal emptiness, is taking us, and my associations here were as if we were going from San Francisco, which is, this one is also San Francisco, as if you were doing this sort of dive in, going through the dark portal, entering Animated Dystopia by Rare Skrilla. Do you want to introduce this? Because Rare Skrilla is a
sure.
It's a collaboration, no? Is there some collaboration?
It's a collaboration, yeah. Sending cameras, and so it says Skrilla uses camera's original photo, which was shot on 35mm film, to animate it, and put an original music piece behind it. So yeah, I really like this. Actually, I just had it in my headphones. This might be why I was talking so loud. But you have to make sure when you go to this one, make sure to hit the volume on. And I really like this because I make music myself. I really like this trend on doing NFTs as a video, or either still photography with music, or if it's also a video technically. This kind of trend to do some kind of soundscape or song, or however you want, or effects, or however you want to put it, with the image, and it makes a very complete artwork sometimes, or allows for different kinds of collaborations. And I think we haven't really totally explored how music and sound we can use that with what we're doing so far in the NFT and blockchain world yet. And
you're doing it. You are
doing it. Yeah, sure. We're still experimenting. Like, what's the best way, or what do people want, or what's just to kind of figure out, what, and it kind of makes the digital rare, and then now it's kind of making it kind of reminds me of records a little bit. Making a vinyl record. There's only so many of them. You could make a cassette copy or a digital copy of a record, but you still don't have the record. So that's similar to, in some ways, the NFT with the music or the soundscape, that you need to have the original one. And I think this is a really a promising way to patronize artists and musicians that you like. And I think this has a very interesting future. I mean, imagine I always use the example, also sometimes to explain to people NFTs in general, of the Wu-Tang album. So there's this one Wu-Tang album where there's only one of it that exists. It's kind of like the Lost Ark of hip-hop albums. Like if you'd ever know the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones. So it's kind of the thing is, someone said, and there's a crypto music chat on Telegram, I don't have the link right now, where a lot of people were trying to figure this out, said,
No,
well, Wu-Tang can get...
Skrilla, by the way.
Yeah, Skrilla's he made it, exactly. Where someone said, well, Wu-Tang can get away with that because everybody knows their music. So the Wu-Tang, if people don't know, the Wu-Tang album, there's only one of, you can't hear it before, nobody knows what it sounds like. So that's the kind of mystery. Whereas for artists that are unknown, you have to put your stuff out there. But maybe when you get known, you could do one of these reverse ones where you have to unlock some, crypto vault thing to get access to the secret song. I think that has maybe some potential too. But but in the meantime, you can check this Rare Skrilla up.
I'm going to play it.
Probably one of them.
Can you play it?
Yes, I just don't want to play it over Theo's voice. I'm going to have to tell you.
Play it. Yeah, hit it. I'll rap over it. Go. No, I'm just joking. Go on.
All right. So this is the original photograph, and then he animated it and added his music. Oh.
So you got to hit the mute. It's still on mute.
So I do know Skrilla from his sounds. He's also known as DJ Pepe, right?
Of course.
DJ Pepe is a meme that lives on the blockchain. It's not Skrilla. DJ Pepe is its own. So just so you understand, if back in Rare Arts Festival 1, DJ Pepe was the first ever meme to take part in a panel, and Jay Skrilla was in the audience. So they're definitely not the same person.
I see.
So people have seen the two of them in the room together at one time. So
that could be an issue. Yeah, that's true. But
one other thing, I was speaking with Barry, the founder of the Biennale, earlier this week, and we showed him Ephemera, and he made a profile and decided what art he liked, and one of the things that he pointed out, and I agree with him, is a lot of the video art, the music, the immersion is just a whole nother level of experience, and one of the things that Ephemera has a maximum file size of 250 megs, which opens up a lot more avenue for less compression of audio and video, and the idea of more immersive art, hopefully, is the concept there. So things like Hexaeosis is very famous for that audio visual experience and that very immersive experience, and it'll be very interesting to see what more work he publishes along that vein. So
all right, and then this is our last artwork that leaves for a future of more tokenization to be done on the art project.io gallery. This is by Mattia Cutini. He's been pretty active in the crypto art space. He comes from a traditional background as an artist. And then he's been tokenizing drawings, tokenizing works that are done with printing methods, and he also has an interesting project called Adoption that has to do with blockchain adoption, but it's all made through, actual physical artwork that is tokenized, and he tokenizes photographs. So here, I'm excited to show that Ephemera allows for adding a vision board that will give the collector the opportunity to see processes. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so not just processes. So again, this is one of those things that I guess it's for the users to decide how to use it. But you can, when you're tokenizing, you can upload up to 5 images. All of them get stored also on IPFS. So possible examples would be maybe if it's a another shot from your preparations to make a shot. It could be a storyboard if you first sketch out your ideas. It could be a photo of an artist's studio. There's really no limits to what it can be done to be used with, and we've already seen a lot of artists use it in kind of very unique ways. Like Steve is one artist uses it to show stories about the cutouts of newspapers about what he's taken shots of, and in this case, I think. The artist name, is it Matthias? Am I saying it right? Is second. The photographer. I was speaking to him. Matthias, is that his name?
Mattia, yes.
Mattia, apologies, sorry. Yeah. So and he signed this, and so is he also going to send his art to purchasers, or what's the idea behind that?
Yes.
Okay.
So he says if the bidding goes over 1 ETH, he'll send the photograph to the collector. Anywhere in the world, he says.
Anywhere.
Yes. So I guess we're getting to the end of our auction presentation. Theo, do you want to make some final remarks?
Sure. Yeah, I want to thank everyone for submitting their art and all the artists. And I also want to remind everyone that we do plan on doing, since 5 days of live streaming was not enough, me and Jessica will do a live stream in 1 week's time, a few hours or an hour approximately this time next week, and then the auction will end. So hopefully we'll have some bids, and then we'll be able to really, do some one more bid, and we'll get some actions on, when the next confirmation comes through, there's another bid, and we can, stress test the platform a little bit with all the bids going through and everything else. So go ahead and get your bids in 1 week's time. We will do another one. I also want to remind everybody what we said, that you could meet the artists in the meantime. So you can probably meet them in Telegram at Art Project Decentralized. And also, if you think, hey, who cares about this stuff? This is just digital stuff. I can screenshot it. Who cares? I want to have oil painting. I don't like NFTs. Then just come to Art Project Decentralized and tell us what you think. And I think you'll have some interesting discussions and a lot of interesting innovations, and have started with people that are skeptical. So if you're skeptical, please come. We want to hear. We do not want to have just cheerleaders. We want to have good skepticism, and we need that in order to be stronger. So I want to invite everyone to join and talk to us and get your bids in.
I think that chat again is just a fantastic place for discussion, and the range of artists and collectors there is incredible. What a pool! It's from every corner of the world. One question I have, Theo, is if everyone comes to see your live stream next week, will you have purchased a small hammer to close the bids with?
Okay, that's a good idea. I need to get a hammer. That's good, and I have a blog piece that mentions this is not a blockchain hammer, I believe is the title. So you can check that out on my Medium in the meantime, and maybe I will get a blockchain hammer to use for the blockchain auction in the meantime. That is great. I do need one. Let's see. What do you think? Wood or... Yeah, wood is probably the best. Yeah,
you gotta have a bit of gold trim. We're
gold trim, some gold trim.
The gold trim, and you have to be wearing a suit, of course. And we expect professionalism here, Theo.
That's right. We are 100% professional. I will get a hammer, and we will read the rules of the auction. But we're using your platform, so there's most of the rules have to do with the platform. And yeah, I encourage everyone to actually, have a look at the art and also inspect it. What is the token? Is it really the right token? Etc. So, yeah, we've had 5 days of live streaming. Thanks a lot if you have seen any of it. Thanks for everyone for participating. It's a mega event, and you can be part of it by bidding on some of the art.
Thank you, Theo. Thanks, everyone.